Okay, short little assignment here. Factor the expression. I've made 4 boxes to factor. Some of these go quickly, some of them take a little bit. Okay, they're all quadratic expressions. You got x squared, so you got a and you got b. With ab, you just make the GCF, and that'll get you where you need to be. Okay, 15, make a box with the GCF, okay? 15 and 30 are in the 15th row. Now what else? Well, we need x, okay? Because there's no c here, so I take factor out x. See, x is common to both terms, some type of x. Take the final x. Okay, and a is positive, so the GCF's positive, so then I divide by 15x. 15 divided by 15 is 1, x squared divided by x is x minus 2, and those x's cancel. So you have 15x, you can put that in parentheses if you want, and then 1x minus 2. There's your answer. Okay, so AB, you just do the GCF and you're good. Okay, next one, x to the second minus 5x minus 36. So A is an implied 1, B, so you have all 3 this time. So you're going to make a GCF box. Now if the GCF's 1, that's fine, I'll just cross it out, okay? But then I got to go further and make my table, and then leave room for the parentheses underneath. Okay, 1, 5, and 36, well that'd just be 1. X squared x, no x, so I'm not putting x. And then a is positive, so it's just 1. So if all I have is a 1, get rid of that. Okay, a times c, that'd be negative 36. So positive times negative, and I'm adding to try to get to negative 5. 1 and 36, no. Divide by 2, you get 18, nope. Divide by 3, you get 12, nope. Be patient. Divide by 4, you get 9. Well, that's got potential. Yep, right number, right sign. Now, there you have it. What does A equal? A is just an implied 1. So you can drop the 1 and just make 2 parentheses. You can make your x plus 4, x minus 9. Okay? So, x plus 4 times x minus 9 is the appropriate factoring for that. Okay, my next problem, I have negative 2x to the second plus 50. That's an A, there's no B, it's a C. Now to do an AC, you do the GCF, set that box up. You're going to be setting that box up at all of them. If it's 1, you just get rid of it. Then you see if you have a difference of perfect squares. Make the 2 parentheses, you need a positive times a negative. Okay, so if you look up 2 and 50, those are both in the second row, so we can factor out a 2. Now what else about the 2? You have x squared and nothing, so you can't do x, okay? Like you can with an a and a b, because 50 doesn't have an x to divide from. A is negative, so guess what? The GCF has to be negative or this won't work. It's not. So to factor out negative 2, so you're going to put a 1 with x squared, and then that becomes negative 25. Please put minus 25, not plus negative. Okay, when figuring out adopts, you got a new AC. I would ditch the 1, okay? That's not needed. If it's any number other than a 1, it's got to stay there, but a 1's kind of pointless. So we have the minus, that's good. 5 times 5, then x times x. I forget about the 1. 1x, 1x, x, x, what's the difference? And I made a boo-boo here in the fact that I forgot to carry my negative 2 over there. Okay, that doesn't just vanish. So now you can make your parentheses. Boom. Okay. Alright. Then whoops, I skipped one. I'm sorry. Okay. I got to go back to the third one. 7x to the second minus 17x plus 6. So this quadratic expression has all three. But once I do my table, there's going to be a little bit of difference. Okay, 7, 17, and 6 would be a 1, okay? Can't do x because you have this c here. That's a constant. Anytime you have a constant expression, you can't factor out x. And a is positive, so it's just 1, okay? 7 times 6 is positive 42, so I'm thinking negative, negative, or I could switch it to positive, positive if it doesn't work, but I think negative, negative would be it because it's negative 17. 1 and 42 ain't it. Divide by 2, you get 21. That's negative 23. If you divide by 3, you get 14, and I think that's on the money, even with the right sign. Now, unfortunately, your a is not an implied 1, it's a 7, okay? So you're going to do the grouping. So parentheses plus parentheses, line parentheses plus line parentheses, then a line with the parentheses, you put a little parentheses there, okay? That's the setup for grouping. Now, this has to be rewritten then, okay? 7x squared, the a stays the same, it's the b that you split up, minus 3x minus 14x plus 6. So you're going to put 7x squared minus 3x, then you're going to put negative 14x plus 6. Please include the negative. Okay, remember when doing this, you need negatives, not here because that opening number is positive, but that number's negative, so we need to be dividing by negatives there. Okay, how about x's? Well, these both have x, so I put the final x. And then the 6 is constant. 7 and 3 are in the first row. 14 and 6 are in the second row. So I will be factoring out 1x or x and then negative 2. So now I divide 7x. X squared divided by x is x. You got to know that, okay? Minus 3, and I get the same thing here. 7x minus 3. It's why you got to be dividing by a negative if the leading coefficient within the parentheses is negative. So 7x minus 3 coming out, and then 1x minus 2. Okay, and that's your factoring. 7x minus 3 times 1x minus 2. Now somebody asked me, they're like, does a grouping work if a is the implied 1? Yeah, it does, but why would you do it? Okay, it's too much work. Okay, and my last one. So I have 12x to the power 2 minus 24x minus 15. Okay, factoring. Set up a plan. If you have A, B, C, you're going to check for a GCF. If it's 1, who gives a crap? You'll cross it out. Okay? Then you got to set up your table, the search. Okay, 12, 24, and 15. Those are all in the third row, so 3 is factored out. Now, would it have an x? No, because the C doesn't have an x to divide from. Would it be a negative? No, the A is positive. So I divide by 3. And you end up with 4x squared minus 8x minus 5. And this is our new ABC that we'll be working with down here. The 3 I just carry over, okay, and forget about it. 4 times negative 5 is negative 20. So positive times a negative, that's how you multiply. That's how two factors make a negative. And you're adding to get negative 8. Okay, so 120, nope. 2 and 10, bam, okay. Now your A is not an implied 1, it's not a 12, it's a 4, okay. So, rewrite that expression replacing your B, not that B, this one. So 4x squared plus 2x minus 10x minus 5, and then I'm set up for the grouping. Put a little parentheses, parentheses plus parentheses, then the same thing with little lines outside to pull out GCFs, then a line with the parentheses. Okay, so you're going to write 4x squared plus 2x then negative 10x minus 5. Okay, let's talk about negatives. Well, that leading coefficient's positive, so don't divide by a negative here, but this one's negative, so negative, negative. Okay, what do we got for x's? Well, I got x on both of these, so I take the x of the smaller degree. Don't put x here. Now you go 4 and 2, that'd be in the second row, so 2x, 10 and 5 are in the fifth row. So I'll be factoring out a 2x and then a negative 5. Okay, these better result in the same. So that's 2x plus 1. You need to put 1 there. The x's cross out, but the 2's become, 2 divided by 2 is 1. Then that would be 2x plus 1. So guess what? 2x plus 1, the entire thing goes out here. And in the result, we have 2x minus 5. So after that 3, don't forget that, okay? It's 2x plus 1 times 2x minus 5. And there you have it. There's the factoring.